There is one short game shot that is the biggest issue and the biggest difficulty for the average golfer, and that is the 30-yard wedge shot. It's a shot you're gonna have a lot of times. You're gonna miss some greens, you're gonna have to lay up short, and you're gonna be in this distance. If you can pull this off, you can save pars and at worst walk away with bogey. If you mess this shot up though, you are bringing double bogeys, triple bogeys, and a lot of frustration into play. And I see a lot of people struggling with how to do it. And today we're gonna focus on just 3 simple things in your finish. That's right, if you just get your finish and your follow through right, you can hit this beautiful little high wedge shot that gets on the green, that does it with some consistency and helps you to start lowering your scores. Okay, so there are 3 mistakes that I see most commonly with this shot. The first one that I see is the golfers trying to lift the ball up in the air. They see that they gotta hit this up in the air, they got a nice, this little soft shot, and what do? They look like this. And what do? They fall back onto their back foot, they hit the ground first, club either bounces off the turf and sculls the golf ball, or hits the big chunk and the ball goes right in front of you. Okay, so that's the first issue that I'll see. The second issue is a direct result of the first one is we're afraid to hit the ground. And then what does the golfer do? Rather than hitting the ground, they pull in their arms, bend their arms, top the golf ball. That ball goes flying, screeching across the green, finding all kinds of trouble. Then what happens, the third thing is, because they're afraid to hit the ground, because then they bend their arms, the ball goes too far, is they then start to make this really, really short little swing, okay? And that's the issue that people have with this shot. One of those 3 things is the problem. You're hitting the ground before the golf ball, they're either bending their arms to keep the club from crashing into the ground, or they're not making a big enough swing. So what we're going to focus on today is just going to be your follow through or your finish, because if you get these 3 things correct at the finish, you're going to hit this shot solid, you're going to get the ball to go up in the air, and you're going to be able to lower your scores. Okay, so what should we be doing this, and what does this finish look like? And I'll hit one here and I'll hold the finish. And I'll show you there's 3 things that we want to see at the finish. Okay, number 1, where do you notice my weight is right now? That's right, it's on my left foot. Okay, if my weight's on my back foot, that's gonna be the first issue, is I'm gonna hit the ground. So the first thing is we gotta make sure we have the weight on the left foot, my front foot. Second, as we mentioned, I gotta make sure that my arms are nice and straight. So where do you notice about the butt of the club is pointed? Right about middle of my belly button, right about middle of my belly button. So the club basically is in the same place at where it started. So there wasn't any pulling it of my arms and there wasn't any flipping with my wrist. And then the third thing is, where's my body facing? It's facing the target. So what does that tell me? It tells me that I used my body and then I made a big enough swing. Okay, so we've got to have these 3 things at the finish. If we have these 3 things, then we are going to probably very much like the shot that we hit. So here we are. Okay, set up. I like the feet pretty close together. Ball about middle for right now, but again, our main focus is going to be on the finish. We're going to make sure we hit the ground, and then here we are, just slowly starting to learn and feel where we have to finish. My weight finishes on my front foot, keeps me from taking it back. My body's facing the target, making sure I have a big enough swing, and the buttock club is pointed about my belly button. So I'll go ahead and hit one here. Start with the weight a little bit forward. Okay, and there's my nice little high soft shot. We'll land over the bunker. We'll get close to the hole, hopefully walking away maybe with an up and down, but at worst, hopefully walking away with just 2 putts. Okay, so why is the finish so important anyway? Well, there's 2 reasons. Okay, the first thing that I like the finish and why I like the focus to be on the finish is, what does it take our mind off of? You got it, this stupid golf ball here mocking us, laughing at us, right? Oftentimes we start thinking about hitting the ball, trying to lift it, right? Trying to drive down, whatever we're supposed to do. When we have this clear direction and this clear understanding of the finish instead, it takes our mind away from the golf ball. So that's the first thing I like about it. The second thing I like about it is, when you think about having a clear destination, allows me to make a better swing. Okay, so I'm here on Cape Cod. If I were to plug in my GPS Boston, there's only certain roads that is going to actually take me to Boston. All right, and the same thing with these shots, or with any shot when you hit a finish, is that if my brain and body know that this is my destination, this is Boston, this is where I have to finish, when I'm here on Cape Cod, guess what? There's only certain things that I can do that's going to get me to that destination, okay? I can't do this and get the club to my destination. I can't do this and get that destination point. And I can't do any of this to get that destination point, okay? So when we stand over the golf ball and have this very clear idea and this very clear destination of how I want this swing to finish, now when I set up to the golf ball, not only do I forget about the golf ball, but I kind of force my swing to make the club go in this positions, okay? So I don't have to think about hitting the ball, but I also got this clear picture in my mind of where I want the club to finish. Okay, and there we are. There's only certain things that my swing can actually do to help produce that finish position. Okay, so a great drill that we're gonna do to help us learn and get this proper position is, you're gonna simply just take a driveway stick like this, okay? And you're gonna go ahead and grip down. You're gonna put this about halfway, I would say, between the grip and the club head. And then you're just gonna go ahead and hold it however you best can. It's a little awkward, but you'll see why it's so important and why it's so helpful here in a minute. And you're gonna hold it like this, so it's an extension coming out of this club. Now, why I love this is because it gives me some good feedback. If I do any of those three things incorrectly, if I fall on my back foot, what's gonna happen? This stick's gonna hit me, okay? If I were to bend my arms, this stick's gonna start to hit me. And if I were to obviously freeze my body and not make a big enough swing, this stick is going to hit me. It's gonna hit me before I even get to the golf ball, okay? So we're gonna set up with the stick here, and it's right on the left side of my body. I'm gonna make a little swing back and a little swing through. Now, it's gonna brush up against me just at the end because we wanna make sure we're not trying to keep the stick away from us by going this way. Obviously, if I did this, then I didn't get my number 3, right, and getting the body facing the target. So we're gonna let the club brush the ground, and what the stick forces me to do is just simply keep moving through the shot. Okay, it helps me maintain my arm structure, helps me to get my weight continue to move forward, and obviously helps my body continue to turn, okay? So here we are, we've got the stick there, set up to my golf ball, a little weight on the front foot, a little swing back, little swing through, okay? There's my ball getting up in the air, okay? Hitting that nice, soft little 20, 30-yard shot. That is going to be a shot you see a lot in your rounds, and is also a shot that if you can pull this off, it can easily knock 3 to 5 strokes off your game in your very next round. Golfers, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have not already done so, please make sure that you like this video, and also make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. That helps me to continue to put out content, and will also alert you when new videos come up on the channel. If there's anything you would like to see in future videos, please mention it in the comments. And if you would like to work with me, we can do so in person at Cape Cod at Holly Ridge Golf Club, or we can also do so online, and you can shoot me an email. If you're looking to set both of those up, you'll see those in the description below. As always, I appreciate you joining me, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.